Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Here's Michael. Hi.
How's everyone doing? Just saying hi. And thank you for coming and welcome.
Welcome, everybody. If you are seeing this and it's coming across and you're hearing me, if you can start by making some comments, we're adjusting this as we go along. Let me know that everything is coming in loud and clear and that you're hearing me. Okay, so I'm going to begin. Hey, Mike, we're
Hey.
making adjustments, so thank you so much for your patience. Okay, so, and Ronnie said hi, Ronnie. Okay, I really want to begin this. For me, this is, this subject matter is my heart. It is something that I have lived through and will live through until me and my son meet again. And for all of you that are watching, I want to begin by saying my heart goes out to you and my thoughts. And first of all, I didn't say I want to welcome everybody. I'm Josephine Ghiringhelli, and thank you for tuning in. And tonight is going to be about loss of a child. So once again, this is something that I have gone through, and I don't feel that really anyone would ever be able to um, really connect with anyone else to understand our feelings collectively unless they have gone through a loss of a son and a daughter. So I am reaching out to all of your angels, all of our angels. And I think it's really interesting. And Michael, if you can come in here, because this is something that's just so surreal. When Michael and I were getting set up in the other room, and we were, trying to get the lighting right, as I was stepping into my reading room inside, how we both don't know how this happened, but this uh, beautiful angel candle literally fell on my left shoulder and fell to the ground. We both didn't even know what it was. And lo and behold, it's all angels, by the way. It's three angels that are here: body, mind, and spirit.
It literally came out of nowhere. I had no idea where it was. All of a sudden, I heard Mom startle, and I looked down, and we saw the candle on the floor right behind her. It was very abrupt, and I don't know how it got where it was or how it got there. So
And
I was there to
and when
witness it as
Michael
well.
sees this, he says to me, "Ma, only you, these things happen." So never expected, but beautiful, because actually what that is this is your angels letting you um, know that they're here. And how incredibly beautiful is that? And they send. I just did signs for our loved ones the other day. And oh, Mike, that's another. We're going at with the flow. If you could turn that off, I'd appreciate it. The phones have been ringing all day for people asking me how do they get onto my Facebook Live, and so it is through the URL, and that's how you get on here. So, which reminds me that if any of you are watching and you know someone who has lost a child, could you please let them know to come on here, because this is something that they need to view. They could always view it when it's over still, in the still mode, but live this way they have an opportunity to make a comment if they so choose. Hi, Laura, Gwenda, uh, Brittany. All right, so everyone, I want to begin by saying everyone grieves in different ways, and there is no right or wrong way at all. And some people want to speak about their child, and other people just feel that they need to keep their emotions or their feelings to themselves. And I must tell you, everybody speaks about the grieving process or their love, their loss, when the time is right. So it is when you feel most comfortable uh, and able to share. So let me be, I wanted to write out so I don't get distracted from something that I put together here. So everybody grieves differently in the beginning, and because I went through it, I relived some of the steps and some of the emotions that I went through, and the first of which is shock and disbelief. Because everyone who is watching this knows that this is a mother's worst fear, to lose your child. There is no fear greater. And so I know for me, I went into shock, and I know a lot of you who are watching this are really relating. But I went into shock, and to this day, it's been 11 years. My James passed on October 4th, 2009, and so time stops for all of us. It just stops, and I always say this to my family, my friends, my clients, and to all those who have lost a child. But time has got to be our friend. It cannot be our enemy. Because if time is our enemy, we will certainly pass of brokenheartedness. And the pain is so great. You feel your heart is popping out of your chest and you feel broken. I would always say to people that there's a part of me that's not here. There's another part of me that needs to exist. So we are actually always in the in between. We are here for the people that we love, right, Michael? I am here because I have my child, my Michael, who is my rock. I want you to come in here. He is absolutely my rock, and he is my purpose, and he is the one who keeps me going. And so, if you have your child that is by you, hug them, let them know how much you love them. Lord knows sometimes I do too much so, and Michael's like, Mom, I know you love me, and I love you too. But when you lose a child, you have the fear of, is my other child going to go anywhere? I just want to make sure, and especially right after, because there are stages that you go through. And that's why I say time has to be your friend, because the pain was just so unbelievable that I couldn't stand it. And I just prayed to God, my spirit guides, my guardian angels, everyone that would hear, please help me, because I will not be able to live and withstand this pain. So for me, it was shock and disbelief for years and years, long time. But as I said, I want to make sure that I say this to, because people that are watching, it may be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. For me, as I said, 11. But there are stages that you will go through. So then there is denial. Denial to the reality that you've lost your child. And for some people, many people, I do want to let you know that whatever, in a healthy way, of course, always in a healthy way, but whatever works for you to deal with the loss of your child, then that's what you have to do. I had my own ways of dealing. You will find that you have yours. And no matter what anybody says, you have to listen to your own heart and your own consciousness and your own survival, because truly that's what this is all about, survival. And we never get past it, but we learn how to deal with it every day, every day. There is a detachment, and that is the surreal part, because it never really does feel real. And the fact of the matter is that their spirit is always with us. They are always with us. And I know, just like myself, you all have beautiful pictures of your sons and your daughters. And I asked of all of you, and if you don't have it by your side, I have this particular picture tonight that I chose because James had the happiest smile on his face, and so do I in this picture. This was at his birthday party. And it's one of my favorite pictures because it brings such a happy feeling. And I know all of you have, as I have tons and tons of, I'm a picture taker, so I'm sure you have many. And in your gallery, if you, even now, I would like it if you could take out a picture that you love, that you look at, that's one of your favorites, and have it by you, because in actuality, again, they are all watching. So if you can have that picture of either your son or your daughter, it will be your way of letting them know, hey, I'm connecting with you. And that's another way in which you allow them to come um, to you, through you, by you, and send these incredible signs, like that angel dropping on my left shoulder. And the left side is the subconscious side. The right side is the conscious. So in a subconscious way, of course, putting that out there, and I'm looking at the time, and it's 7:11, and that is Jamesy's birthday. And you will find that with your children, you may see a number, their birth date. I call it the angelversary date. I will not call it, the other. It is an angelversary date, a celebration of their life. They have come into this world, and we will all be leaving at one point or another. And it is my belief that they have a higher purpose on the other side. And I know sometimes people will say the good die young, and that God takes many of our children to be soldiers on the other side. And so they have a higher purpose. And whether it be through and usually and many times it is leaving their mark on this world. Hi Linda, how are you? Hi Kelly. Leaving their mark, and you, through however it is that you choose to keep their memory alive, whether it be, and this is really important, whether it be in your home and having their picture, or having, a candle, um, crystals or not, and having that so that you can see them every day, because they are with us every day in spirit. But to have that picture, to have something of them, is a constant reminder. And as I said, everyone is different. Some people need to have a lot of pictures around them, and other people it may be painful for maybe to look at the picture, maybe for a while, and then when they're ready, they'll take it out. I know a lot of you can relate to what it is that I'm saying. Hi, Rosaria. Hi, Marie. And I also want to let you know that, yes, we are in the in between. So we always feel like we don't have our 2 feet flat on the ground, and we won't feel that for a very, 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 very long time. But we do move forward, and we do survive. And just to let you know, you do want to have whoever it is as your support system, whether it is your husband, your wife, your sons, your daughter. Um, let them be your purpose to be strong, to be part of your support system. Which leads me to this. It's really important to. I made sure that I really, and I tried my darndest to make Michael not feel that it was all about his brother. So I really, in my heart, had to make sure that, because we have to keep surviving, to not make it just about the child that you have lost, as hard as it is. So for me, I did go to compassionate. Hello, Aline, how are you? Kathleen, I did go to Compassionate Friends for the first year, which you're able to go. You can speak if you want. You don't have to. For all of those watching, if this is something new and fresh for you, and you need some place to go that is really wonderful, and that's why it's called Compassionate Friends, you can actually have a picture of your child, as small as or as big as you want. And And I know that that was helpful for everyone that was there. There was a whole group, and everyone there, mothers, fathers, knew what each and every one of us were going through. So they knew how, we knew how to console each other or not. And, to cry, to speak about them, or to just listen, whatever it is, as I said, whatever it is that works for you. Laura, I keep my son as my screensaver, and I do that on my cell phone as well. On my phone to make sure I see him every day, several times a day. That's beautiful. And that's wonderful. And I'm right there with you. Deal with the loss in the best way that you can, because whatever works, that's what you need to do. Um, no one understands unless they've been through this. So be kind to the people who may not know what to say to you or how to deal with it. Uh, I, in my heart, had to forgive a lot of people, and to say, to speak to myself and say, Joe, they don't know. They don't know what you're going through. You can't expect them to know what you're going through. And maybe, they don't want to speak about this, no matter who it is, because they think that it makes us feel bad. And it doesn't. It's totally the opposite. It makes us feel good to speak about them. And because they lived, they lived, they had a whole life, and that hasn't gone anywhere. So I know oftentimes people will say things or not say anything, and try to not be angry with them, because you know what? It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy, because you can't make someone feel something that they have not lived through, and that's important to know. And that helped me a lot. That's my philosophical, metaphysical belief. I used all my tools to help me to be strong, to have courage, to get through from day to day. So try to live in the moment. Yes, you can reflect back on all those beautiful positive memories, which I really suggest that you do. You don't want to elaborate on how they died, why they died. You just know that they are in a better place, and that they are always with you, and think about all the positives. Um, that's very healing. I can't even say how healing that is. So when people say things, I want to say this now that I remember it. On YouTube, if you want to go there, I have 3: loss of a child, grieving through the holidays. I think that will help you very much. It was a 3-part interview that my very dear friend John Edward did with me, because he knew my son. And I think it's very important and so very informative for you to go there and look at that. And once again, your rock, keep them close. And I worked very hard not to bombard Mike. And I'm sure all of you are understanding this, to not make it all about the child that has passed. By the way, we never get over it. So for people who are watching this, I think it's so important. We never do get over it ever, because they're not here and we want them here. And when people say, you're so lucky you have another child, no, the one child has nothing to do with the other. And they're looking for something to say to console you. So it's them being thoughtful and trying to really give comfort. So we have to acknowledge that. Um, it's also, I wanted, Denise, hi Denise, you told me my grandmother comes to me in the form of a red bird. The other day I had a dream about my grandma, and when I woke up, there was a red cardinal outside my glass door. Beautiful, because that's one of the signs. And, I can only go so deep when I do this. I did signs from loved ones, and, we could speak about things like this for hours and hours. It's so unbelievably, incredibly fascinating how spirit comes through. Listen, I've been doing this for so long, as I've said to you before, over 30 years, and they never cease to amaze me of how they come through and the things that they do, such as that angel falling on my left shoulder. Uh, this was a picture taken at Stony Brook Hospital, breathtaking. I did post something that a friend of mine's daughter put, so look on my Facebook wall. It's incredible. My sister and I have my sister and I have cut off my brother's memory after his death, coping. This is where I might need Michael to help me here, but could you read this, Michael? My sister and I. There it is.
My sister and I have cut off our brother's memory after his death. Coping, but I feel like my brother would not have been like this. That it would anger him to know that we have treated his memory in this way. Not sure how to come to terms with that.
Okay. Remember what I said before. You have to be true to yourself. They are in the better place. We are the ones who remain behind and have to deal with this, all of this, with the reality that we will hear that we will never see them again, knowing that we will when we cross over into heaven. But please know that's not disturbing him on the other side. So you have to, if there's something you need to come to terms with, whether it be going to a grief counselor who has been through the loss possibly of a brother but has experienced losses, and find out what it is and how it is that you can work through that. And that's how you would come to terms with it, by the way. My Anthony is gone for 5 years. God bless you, Anthony. Hi, Ronnie. This one, Michael, right here. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Josephine. Do you have any thoughts about the pandemic? And do you think we'll get back to normal soon? My anxiety is high.
My anxiety is high. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Diane, and that's fine because that's where our minds are at. We're all in lockdown and in quarantine. And but things will get better. I just want to address that first. It is a new normal, and what's normal anyway, right? But it is a new normal, and it will be that way for a while. It won't mean that you will not be able to go out, or it's going to be as bad as it is right now, because we really are still in the crux of it. So I did mention the other day, we don't want, because things seem to be getting better, and they are getting better for the people who are in the hospital. I have many family and friends who are nurses, and I do check in with them all the time. And so, yes, they do see a change. They do see less people coming in and more people getting healed. And that's exactly what we want. And that's where we want it to stay. But no matter what, it is a new norm. It is a new day. And it is the universe, the higher energy, that's saying to us, pay attention, pay attention. Things had to change. You globally didn't listen. And so now, well, now things are changing, because when we don't listen, things change in different ways, as we are seeing and living through. Hi, Camille. How are you?
Hi, Josephine. I lost my son, Vincent, when he was 10 years old.
18 years.
18 years ago. I haven't had a dream about him in a while. Why is that?
Why is that? Okay. Well, first of all, God bless Vincent. We honor you, Vincent. And time is irrelevant. You say Vincent's been gone 18 years. For some of you, it's 1, 2, 3, 30, 40, even 50. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter that it's 18 years ago as far as why you haven't had that dream. I will say this. If you can say a prayer before you go to bed, think about your son. By the way, sometimes I hesitate to say certain things, but if you cannot eat late, if you can, have your supper, whether it be 5 or 6, depending on when you go to bed, because please know that if you eat a heavy meal and then you go to bed, your energy is going to digesting that food. When I do group readings, I fast. So I want my energy to be there and at my best and at my highest, so that this is what I do. I'm sure not everybody does things differently. It's just I'm sharing with you what I do. Not saying it is the end all or the right or wrong, but that's what I do and that's what works for me. So I just wanted to share with you and for others that are watching this, that if you can, have your supper and try to refrain from, a lot of people, including myself, snack at night, right? When we get relaxed. But if you could do that and then say your prayer, and then when you go to sleep, even if you have your whether it be your recorder, a pad, and a pencil. I know for me, I didn't sleep for Lord knows how long, but I would have dream recall. So if you could do different techniques like that, it would give you more of an opportunity for your subconscious mind to be open to having your precious Vincent come to you. Um, and don't jump up after when you get up in the morning, because that dream will go right out of your head. I would suggest that you write it down, have your cell phone, the recorder, and put it in there with your eyes. Just hit it and then keep your eyes closed and do dream recall. It works very much so. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Mary. Um, how are you? My heart goes out to you and your daughter and your son. And let's see. Okay, Susan.
I can relate to the blocking comment. I was pregnant when my brother passed, and I blocked all feelings during his passing and after his passing. I feel that I blocked him completely, and therefore I don't feel him or get messages from him.
Susan, are you saying to me that um, I'm understanding this, that you still feel that because you blocked him, because of course the difficulty, as I said, very painful, that you are not receiving the messages now, because you are receiving messages. So the way in which you trust that, believe that, and allow yourself to center yourself. Hi, Michael, you can get in here. Center yourself, trust, meditate, because it doesn't matter the time period. As I said, that's really important for you to know. Doesn't matter how long. And allow yourself to feel him, sense him, receive the messages, because they come in many different ways. Some of the signs I did not mention the other night because I'm limited with time. Some may come in through electricity. Some may come in through coins. Some may come in through feathers. Some may come in through music, all of which, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that the other night. But these are unbelievable signs in which they come in, and more, and more. Um, Ladybugs, butterflies, cardinals, um, dragonfly. So, all these things are signs from them. You just have to recognize it, trust it, believe it, know that it is them. I'm gonna say this because this is so important. It's as you ask your wonderful questions, these things come up. When you acknowledge their signs and their messages, and you say, I I know that's you. Thank you so much. I know that's you. And thank you for coming to me. It's your way to say your acknowledgement of them. When you do that, a part of your energy is opening up to them. And so what does that mean? You're opening up your third eye. You're opening up your intuitive juices. You are now not blocked. You are now not holding back. That's a key. That's a universal truth, by the way. So try that. It works. But you know what? It's practicing. If you haven't done that, it takes time. It takes time. Michael, the Brienne, right here, Brienne.
I lost my 19-year-old brother, Ryan, 3 weeks ago unexpectedly. Someone told us that he had a strong energy. Do you feel his presence?
Hi, Brienne. How are you? Blessings to Ryan. Blessings to Ryan. And so it is really because tonight I did say to all of you that it's not about me giving messages tonight because if I give to one, I feel it's just who I am. That I would have to really give to all, and there's a lot of people on here. But yes, do I feel his presence? Do I feel you will be able to connect with him if you take what it is that I just spoke about? That will help you to feel his presence. And Lisa Marie, was that what you were just going to read?
Lisa Marie, 3 years later, I still find myself breaking down and feeling still so sick about my loved one, Derek's death. My love was so deep, I wonder if the pain will get any easier.
Okay. Lisa Marie, in the beginning, and that's why I wanted to talk. I talked for about 20 minutes because I wanted to get it all out there so that if you need to watch this again, you can. Um, but can you go back to that just for a minute? I just want you to just read that one more time. I want to make sure I address her correctly. 3 years
3 years later,
later.
I still find myself breaking down and feeling so sick about my loved one, Derek's death. My love was so deep, I wonder if the pain will get any easier.
Okay. The pain will get easier. I promise you. You know why? Because I know. I'm living proof. So it does get easier. The sorrow, the the sadness sporadically. As I said, we can't constantly be in pain. In the beginning, we can't shut it off, unfortunately, because we are raw. We are broken open. We are a mere bag of shells. And that's just the way it is, especially the more you love. And it seems like you, with your love, Derek, and Derek, God bless you, it will get easier. And how beautiful that your love was that deep. Not everybody has a deep love. Not everybody has a soulmate. And it doesn't matter how old you are. So, in that regard, I always say to people, focus on something positive. Focus on one of those beautiful memories that you had with Derek. Embellish on that. Think about that when you can. Some people will say to me, it makes me sad. Well, then don't go there if it makes you sad. But if you find, try it. You don't know anything till you try. Uh, Go there and see how you feel when you think about your beautiful love. And God bless you. God bless Derek. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Mary. I'm okay. You're very sweet. Uh, Thank you, Mary. She said she loves listening to me. Hi, Tony. My boy was so young to leave us. Gone too soon for many, many. Gone too soon. My son was 21, and I don't know how old your boy was, but my heart goes out to you. You know, I had somebody who asked me a question, by the way, earlier. She private messaged me, and there's hundreds in my private messages. Just that it went on when I happened to be preparing for this, and she said to me, Josephine, I lost my child when it was just a baby. And I don't, please forgive me. It's lots has gone on today to prepare, but whether it be that she asked me this specifically, she said her child was so young, a baby. I don't know if she said she was still in gestation when she lost her child, or if the child was 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Please listen to me. It doesn't matter how old. For a woman, different than a man, fathers grieve, of course, but for a mother, the difference is we carry that child within us. They are part of us, part of us. That never fades. So a mother always feels her child, alive or there. We are always connected to our child. So please know that the pain will be less, but it doesn't matter how old. Their little spirits are with us. And how amazing and beautiful is that? Helene, Michael, was that the one you were going to read right here for Helene?
Helene, thank you for sharing your personal experiences. It's helping me to realize all these emotions are normal.
Thank you for saying that, Helene. Uh, you made my night by saying that. My purpose of doing this is to help you, is for people that are watching this who have lost a child to get something from this, to have comfort, and to know, by the way, that that is normal. It is normal. And it may take years and years and years, but we are still surviving. We are still being strong and having and being courageous. Just the fact that we're standing here and you're listening, you are courageous. So please know that, remember that. And you are so welcome, Helene, a beautiful, beautiful soul. Hi, Debbie. I get music and feathers. Beautiful, beautiful. That's your sign. That's part of your signs. Where I have the pointer?
Nikki Marie, I talk to and thank my brothers and sisters every day for letting us know that they are always close.
That's beautiful, by the way, Nikki. As I in one of my other live videos, I said that when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I close my eyes and I say, "Thank you, God, for me being able to put my 2 feet on the ground." That's the first thing. And then the second thing, I say, "What do I have to be grateful for today?" And think sometimes people say, "I'm thinking and I'm thinking and I'm thinking," and that's okay. It's nice to think. So it may take a little while, you know. That's okay. But it's a nice way to start the day. It's a beautiful way to start the day with positivity. We always want to look for that. Too easy for people to find the cup is half full, half empty. We want to find the cup half full, right? So thank you for that, Nikki. Hmm. My Jonathan is a hawk. How beautiful is that? My Taylor sends dimes, ladybugs, and monarchs. Oh, very beautiful, Mary. I love it. Is Tony, is my son Andrew still around me sending signs? Yes, I did address that to everybody watching. Doesn't matter how long they're gone. And yes, Tony, your sweet Andrew is still sending you signs. Okay.
Brittany, hi Josephine. I lost my niece and I'm looking for something from her. Please. I was there with her a little while before she passed and can't stop thinking about that day.
Okay, so let me address this first. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to all of you for your losses. You lost your niece and you're looking for something from her. I'm so glad that you said this. And first of all, before she passed, can't stop thinking about that day. However you can, and I know this is not easy. So I cannot sit here and say to you, just don't think about that. Because that's one of those things that you want to hit somebody, bam, when they say something like that, because it's not easy. But please try, use all the power you have within you. Don't go to that period in time. Don't go to that day. Whatever you can do, this is something I've done if the thought that is devastating or is bothersome to me. I put it in a bubble, I close my eyes, and I'll tell you exactly what I do. You know that little bottle where it comes up and you blow the bubble through and it makes it, I don't know what you call it, it makes a big bubble. I put that thought, that sorrowful thought, whether it's anger, whatever, and I put it in there and I see it rise. And then, oh, I just hit it and it disperses. Disperse that and let that go into the universe to be dispersed for positive energy. It will take it off of your mind. You have to, those are metaphysical tools. If a negative thought comes in your mind, please, I do this all the time, cancel, cancel. because you don't want that to be something that you are elaborating on, because so many people obsess, and that broken record just goes on and on and on, and it drives you all. We've all done it, we've all been there, of course including me. But try to break that broken record, because you know what, you don't want that to get you, because it is wasted energy and it will just keep going on and on and on. Don't let it. Don't let it. It's that negative little voice on your shoulder. We're not going to give you any energy. So cancel, cancel. I'm moving on, and put a positive thought in its place. I do also want to say this, that especially in the beginning after I lost my son, you do feel like you're losing your mind. You will forget things. I would leave my purse. I would go, and I didn't even know that I left my purse in the store. I remember I went into a cell, um, to the AT&T, and I left, and he happened to know me that from there, Jamie, and he called me and said, Josephine, you left everything right here. So you will feel, especially in the beginning, that you're losing your mind and that you're being forgetful. And I would say to my friends, um, I think I'm getting dementia or Alzheimer's or something. And but no, it's very normal. It does get better. Please hear me. It does get better. Michael, right? Uh,
Christine,
Hi, Christine.
Josephine, you will always hold this very special place in my heart. You helped me tremendously when I lost my son. My heart is still broken, but seeing you truly gives me a smile. Thank you, Devin Thomas.
Oh, Christine, my thoughts, my heart is with you. And I'm just so glad that through my words to you, it brought comfort. Of course, I know your heart is broken. Our hearts will always be broken. But the other part of our heart is still there for those that we love. Always remember that. Wherever that pointer is.
Judy, you have lost so many loved ones, and you deal with the people that are so saddened by their loss. How do you deal with all this sadness?
Okay. Okay, she's directing that to me.
Yes.
Okay, so hi, Judy. Thank you for being on, and thank you for listening. Okay, so you've had so many loved ones
Pass.
pass. Okay, uh, yes, I will share this with you. Please go on to my website, josephineg.com, on my dedications page. If no other page, go on my page, please. My son, first and foremost, is there, my dedication to him. I lost my parents 42 minutes apart on the same day. If you have not watched the movie The Notebook, you should watch it for you. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story, and that will stay with you. It's magnificent and loving and giving and twin flames. My parents were actually twin flames. So when it's a long story, go on to the website, look at the dedication, because I put the story there and it's so beautiful. It's basically The Notebook, except my father had Alzheimer's and my mother, my little tiny mom, took care of my dad. She would not have anybody else take care of him, just her. And those two were so in love their whole lives, and I'm so blessed to have had them as my parents. And big family. I have there's 8 of us, 8 brothers and sisters. You know how beautiful is that? We were their whole world, and still are. They're watching us from above. How do I deal with it? I have to say, this is how I deal with it. When I give comfort, like Christine was saying, when I give through a reading, because that's what I can give to you, and through my own experiences, by the way, because I feel for you, I understand. Um, I I put myself in a place. I'm out of it sounds weird, but I'm out of my body. It's almost like an out of body experience, because that's I could not allow all of this pain to be absorbed within myself. I would not be able to do that and function. So I take myself out, and I'm a double Gemini. Um, with the Virgo moon, which helps me, but that double Gemini, that helps me tremendously with my readings and all that I do with people's pain, because I am able to detach. I can take myself out of my body, and a lot of you who are watching this, you know me very well, and I can take myself out and be there, and have been for years and years for you, and not allow that pain to be absorbed, because the minute that I do, the minute that awareness, and that goes for me personally with my son, I can break down. And so that'll work for you as well, to be able to, and you do that anyway. You guys don't even know that you do that, because why? You get up first thing, you cook, you clean, you take your showers, you do your hair, you put your makeup on, you put your clothes on. I don't know what we're doing nowadays. Things are different, but basically, we do all these things even if we don't want to after we lose our child, because why? We're broken. So what really matters? We want our child back. That's it. And then as time goes on, things do, um, we get healing through others, through ourselves, through the higher power, whatever your belief system is. So I'm talking, once again, through your own spirituality, and people that you take solace in, whether it's a grief counselor or someone you love or someone you're close to, who it has a big heart. Those are the people who could, help tremendously. Anyway, that is how I deal. And when, again, someone was asking me, but you've had so many losses. Yes, my son, my parents, the same day. My sister Teresa, God rest her soul, and she's in a beautiful place, uh, Iraq, just like my mother. Three brain surgeries, died of brain cancer. My brother, Christy Missoni, a police officer from the 79th Precinct, Brooklyn, was shot to death, him and his partner, Norman Cerullo. And I have to reach out to both, because they were killed within minutes of each other. And so we honor all of them. Um, so much more, but I just wanted to acknowledge that is how I deal with that. And right here, Michael, um,
Patricia, my brother lost 3 children to suicide. We are still so sad and wonder why.
oh my goodness gracious. There really are, I want to say this, there really are no words. When somebody, please know, and I will address you, please know, because as I look at your questions, it brings up other things that I need to say to you. Please know that, there's no words. So when someone doesn't say anything, it's better for you when you know someone who's lost, especially a child, because that's where people feel most awkward. That what we would like for you to say is, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I can never feel what you feel. And yes, it's my greatest fear. It's any parent's greatest fear, but my heart is with you, and I'm here for you in thought. And that's it. And you know what? That makes us feel better, because you can't say any words. You can't say, I know how you feel. Don't be sad. Your son or your daughter would not want you to be. No, you don't know that. So you can't say that to someone. People used to say that to me all the time. Jamesy would not want you to be sad. James knows that I'm dying inside, and all I want is for him. And he knows that, and your children know that. So for those of you who need to hear this from me, it's so important. And that's part of the 3-part series I did with John. Take a look at that. He was just so kind to me, to help people at the time, and grief and loss at the holidays and all of that. It's very important. So thank you. I'm so sorry for that, the losses, suicides. I'm just so sorry. There are no words. But please know that I have to address this because you asked this. There is no hell. Anything I say is my philosophical belief. So I'm just telling you my belief always. There is no hell. We are living it. This is the worst that it gets. So on the other side, and especially when people take their own lives, they're not in hell. Please know that, people. They're not in hell. They are making up for a lost time because these are the challenges here. This is the hardest thing for us to live through and be the best that we can, as we always should be. But on the other side, it's them really working through the time that was perhaps taken away from from their challenges and their karmic lessons. Okay, that's the best that I could say to answer you. Hi, Bonnie Campbell. How are you? Watching you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. And
Okay, Mary, I always wonder and ask for signs to let me know if my children are together.
okay, um, I can say this to Mary because I've read for her, this beautiful soul. And yes, I know that your children are together. Yes. And just the other day, I think I shared with your daughter, she was watching Signs from Above. I was looking at pictures. You came on my feed and I saw your beautiful son, and I was looking at your daughter, and they wanted me to let you know, talk about Signs from Above, that they are together. But once again, anyone watching, I read for her. Uh, I often, Robin, what's that, Mike?
I often wake up at 4:44.
Okay. So remember, that's another part. Thank you for saying that. And pay attention to that 444, because that is one of your loved ones that are coming to you. You may find that you wake up at night, 444. You may notice that you're looking at the clock at 444. Just know that it's a sign from them. And then you can ask them, who is this? Quiet your eyes and really pay attention to that. I want to go back something I left unfinished that I said before. When you are trying to get your loved one to come to you, you want to make sure you don't want to just say, like, you randomly look, I'm looking, and I'm not getting anything. You have to let them know how you want them to come in. Be specific. If you want them to come in through cardinals or ladybugs or dragonflies or a feather, ask them that. Uh, Part of how I asked my son to come in is through music, which, his favorite song was I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. And let me tell you, to this day, when sometimes I lose it, and to this day, oftentimes I still do, all of a sudden, because my son is saying to me, Mom, get with it, get out, hey, snap out of it. On the radio, it will come up, I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. And that's an old song. But that's their way to say, hey, I'm here. Snap out of it, like Cher in Moonstruck, I think is the movie, because that's my favorite part. Um, I know we're getting close to the end because I could speak about this for hours, but I hope that what I've said is helping you. Every time.
Nancy, every time you think you're okay, it sneaks back up and hits you out of nowhere. Does that mean they're around?
Okay, so funny, Nancy. This is just what I spoke about. Yes, yes, that is them thinking. Oftentimes, people think it's you thinking about them, and oftentimes it's them thinking about you, and you feel like you've been, gobsmacked, or however that saying goes. But that's because they are there. And so maybe when your subconscious mind is to the side and you're doing whatever, and a lot of times it is when you are in silence or walking the beach or allowing yourself to quiet your mind. You have to quiet your mind. You have to get the chatter out of your mind in order to let them come through. Please remember that. You have to. That's why I say meditation really is the key. Meditation is the key, whether it has to be usually, passive, and you can all do that. I know people say I can't, but you can. I'm not asking you to meditate for an hour. You may quiet your mind. I'm going to say quiet your mind. People don't feel intimidated by that. It takes moments, it takes minutes.
Misty, my older sister passed away suddenly a year ago, and the pain is still so real. Now my mom, who has ALS, is declining so fast.
Okay. How long ago did her sister pass? Suddenly, years ago?
Passed away suddenly years ago.
Years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Um, My thoughts and prayers go out to your sister, and certainly my thoughts and prayers go out to your mom. You know, may God surround her with his healing light now and always, and help her through this very difficult time. So my thoughts and prayers go out to you.
Denise, lost my mom at 16, 38 years ago. My house number is 302. Appears whenever I need my mom, and I know when I see that she is with me. Such a comfort.
That's so beautiful. And you know what? It's so beautiful that you know that you have that instilled, and you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, which is what we have to do, that that is indeed your mom. That's a blessing. And God bless your mom. Thank you, Denise, for your comment. Thank you so much.
My mom died suddenly, exactly on the same date 2 years later as my son's angelversary, 7/9/15 and 7/9/17. Laura.
Hi, Laura. And you know what? Oftentimes, oftentimes we will find that, and reflecting on what you just said, Laura, oftentimes people will die on the same day as their loved one. Maybe a new baby is born. When one soul leaves, another one comes in. And you will find that oftentimes it's the birth date of another living family member. And I know that that's very difficult. I do realize that, but they do that. So, they pick and choose. They have their own will, believe me. They have their own will on the other side. So when you have somebody with a strong will, they do come in loud and clear through readings as well, and they can block sometimes. But the good news is they will come in front and center. And my heart goes out to you that your mom died suddenly. When someone dies suddenly, the most difficult thing is when we do not have closure, when we lose someone suddenly, and it's even more of a shock, because listen, I don't care how old your loved one is. I don't care if they're 105. We love someone so strongly with all our hearts. Does it make any less? Does it make their life or the age make it any less? No. It doesn't make it any less, because we never want to see someone go. We all would want to see our loved ones live a long life, a long and loving life. So thank you for that.
Lee Marie. My brother passed away years ago and questioned if it was an accident or something else. He was very upset and probably driving crazy knowing the vehicle was not in the greatest shape.
Aw. You know what? For you to say that, you probably know situations that maybe is in your gut instinct and that you feel. As I said, the good news is that your brother is in a better place. So that's what you need to elaborate on. I do see so many people. Trust me, I have heard stories and seen over the years thousands and thousands of people, and the way in which not everybody passes at 90 years old and in their sleep and peaceful. So what you do want to elaborate on, and I did say this earlier today, and I can't really say it enough, you want to elaborate on happy times. You want to elaborate on what for you has brought you a lot of love. Is this going to end at 8? Will that
No,
just shut
no,
off at
no,
8?
won't just set off at
Oh,
8.
okay. I don't want that to happen without having saying goodnight.
Yeah, it probably will shut off at like 8:02.
But it will shut off itself. Do
No,
I have
we'll have
control
to
over that?
close it, but
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Just want to make sure. I don't know how to pronounce this name at
It's not
all.
in it's not in English.
Oh, you know,
We're
I,
sorry that we can't
I
translate,
I'm
but
sorry. I only know English, but thank you for being a part of this. Um, Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Misty, Kim, um, Marie. Hello to all of you. I know it's almost 8 o'clock, and as I said, because I've experienced this, oh, very important before I close. Um, Memorialize your child, whether it be inside the house through the pictures, I started saying this, or outside the house. So if you, let's say, want to have a sign You want to have a street sign, they do that now. That there's different ways in which to do that. If you want to have a garden and have whatever it is in the garden, or have the garden for your loved one, to do a scholarship. I do a scholarship for James every year. It brings me comfort. James was an actor, a singer, played guitar, and helped many people through his creative abilities. So at the high school, I do a scholarship for a performing arts student. This will be the 10th year. I'm very excited about it. So whether it be that's something I do, I have um, a, a bench at Heritage Park for James, and I go and I sit on the bench. And I know other people who have done that. You don't have to get a bench. Maybe you can get a brick with their name on it, or whatever works for you is what I'm trying to say. So, but please don't worry that you have to do more. It's whatever you want to do, and whatever it is that you decide to do keeps their memory alive. It memorializes them. It lets them know you love them, you're thinking about them. And whether it is your garden and you share pictures, a lot of people are going to see that. And as I said, whatever you are able to do, because please never compare. Sometimes, I just spoke with someone about 3 weeks ago, and they said, oh my God, I feel maybe that I should have done more. No, it's whatever you can do. Please don't push yourself to do more than you can do. All right. So, on that note, Mike, come on in here, and we're going to say good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. God bless. And God bless all of our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our sisters, our brothers, and our friends, family, all that we love. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.